Hi, Sagittarius clan. How are you doing? I'm really excited to sit with you for March. You're actually the last sign I'm doing this month for whatever reason. Sometimes that happens. Sometimes I save the best for last. And so I've gotten a lot of insights about what everybody's going through, and this is an extremely molten lava type month. And I don't mean that in a drama way. It's not about drama. Let's get that clear right now. You know me, I'm not into anything like that. What I mean is there's just a lot of shift occurring. We have been going through obvious big shifts for months now with eclipse season and with changes in Jupiter and all of that. But this month is big because Saturn, our friend Saturn, is moving into Aquarius. A sign that you have a lot of connection with. Sagittarius and Aquarian energy are very symbiotic. We have a few things going on. So first we have Mercury going direct on the 10th in Aquarius. And then we have the equinox, that sun moving into fellow fire sign Aries on the 20th. Then Saturn enters Aquarius on the 22nd. We have a new moon in Aries on the 24th. And we have Mars entering Aquarius on the 30th. So all this energy is moving into Aries and into Aquarius. These are fantastic energies for you. This lights up your creative voice, your literal communicative voice. These are very connective tissue type energies that very much activate, I think, natural places in Sagittarius beingness, I think, is a good way to put it. We also have a full moon in Virgo on the 9th, which is happening in your 10th house of who you are in the world. So there's a lot of energy that's actually quite potent for you. Now, here's the big thing. I mean, Saturn moving is always a kind of a big shift. It's a really big shift in flavor and intent, in identity. We've been working with Saturn and Capricorn for the last couple of years, and it's been pretty deep work. Saturn and Aquarius is very different. I will be creating a whole bunch of extra resources on Saturn and Aquarius on my Patreon. I would love to for you to join me over there if you're looking for a lot more guidance when it comes to all these huge shifts like the equinox, like Saturn moving, even the full and new moons, these energetic shifts that are happening, and we're closing out Mercury retrograde with some really great weekly check-ins, so I'd love to see you over there. But now that we're in Saturn and Aquarius, and we're only getting a taste of it, because Saturn is going to retrograde and go back to Capricorn, go hang out in Capricorn for 6 months or so in the summer, and then at the end of the year, at the end of 2020, comes back to Aquarius for real. So we're getting a taste. Now, let me start to shuffle here now that I've got my keynote. 10 of Cups wanted to come out. I'll take it. I'm into it. Let's do it. So with all of this energy lighting up your creative fire with Aries, lighting up your communication voice with Saturn and Aquarius, 4 of Cups, this is really good for you. I think Saturn and Aquarius is all about liberation. It's all about creating new foundations that aren't based on the old ways. They aren't based on why we've hurt in the past, how we've gotten hurt. It's not about us repeating patterns at all. Even though Saturn is kind of the conservative guy, right? He wants there to be structure, his father time. In Aquarius, he works really differently because sometimes Saturn needs that moment to say, okay, let's reassess. Is that structure really working? Is it? And so it's a big time of reassessment. 8 of Wands, love it. But the big note I had for Sagittarius when I sat down with your energy was curating your energy. What I mean by curating the use of your energy. And what do I mean by that? More is not always better. We've talked about this before. Ooh, 2 cards came out. Knight of Swords, love it. And the Moon, love it. We've talked about this before with you all because being ruled by Jupiter there, Jupiter is like, more is better. More is always better. More is more. And that's great, right? I'm all about, believing, opening, being joyous, being big, being bold. I love it. But it's always good to balance, right? We want balance and harmony, and more is not always better. And right now, especially with all of this kind of unstable energy, Page of Wands. Really choosing where you're putting your voice, where you're sharing of your positive energy, how you're creating is coming up into question. You can have an amazing month, Eight of Pentacles, of creative voice, creative vision, culmination, deep tapping into your purpose in life, deep tapping into relationships that matter to you, but only if you just decide now that you're gonna make, those top 2, maybe 3 things, 2 of Wands, your priority. Not trying to be everything to everybody, not trying to wear every hat, not trying to wear every creative endeavor. If it's feeling light, of course, let yourself play in all the different creative mediums if that's feeling light to you, but do not feel that you have to be everything to everyone, everything to yourself, like every single role that you ever have to play, and that your value is dictated by you being more and more and more, because that's not true. It's okay to pare down, it's okay to simplify, it's okay to crave. Focus on 1 or 2 things. And that is what this month is kind of asking for. And part of the wisdom that's going to come from that is that you are going to be able to see and feel how to navigate your course coming up here over the next 3 years, right? Like, I think we're constantly checking in with, like, okay, is this version of myself working? Is this version of work working? Like tweaking it. And then there are just those times where it's like, okay, I think I've done everything I needed to do in this way. I think it may be time for kind of a different approach. And like, well, what is that going to be? This is a great time to listen in for what that approach will be. And actually the energy here, my friends, is really beautiful. The mutable signs seem to be riding through this, these energy shifts really with a lot of flow compared to the cardinal and fixed, I have to say. But, you start off with 10 of Cups, right? This is where things just feel easy. You don't have to analyze it. You don't have to pile it on. You don't have to force yourself to show up to it. I mean, this is about happy partnership, but it's also about like happy, creative, juicy spaces. Just those times when it just feels good, you're just there. You're reading a book that's so good, or you're like curled up on the couch and it's raining outside and it's just cozy, or the sun is shining and you're playing, or you're just sitting next to somebody or having a great conversation. It's those things that feel really good, right? It's tapped in. Now here's the thing. What was I saying about curating? 4 of Cups, 8 of Wands. This is so interesting. The action of the 8 of Wands can only come after the inaction and the checking in of the 4 of Cups, right? So you may resist some of this inactive energy. I mean, we are finishing up Mercury retrograde. There's still the logic of Mercury retrograde, which is that in being still and being quiet, in not moving fast, we move faster, right? And we are in Mercury post-shadow for the rest of March as well. So all of March, even while we have all this directional energy moving, we're still doing some deeper stuff, right? But this logic goes for all the time. It's just that Mercury retrograde amplifies that logic. But it's okay to stop for a second and look inward, and not be looking for the next thing even. And what happens is the next thing looks for you. I know this sounds really cutesy and cheesy and very roomy, what you seek is seeking you. But if you're constantly moving and you're constantly putting your energy here, and you don't have a beacon light that you tend and you set on fire and you sit still long enough, how are any of these components, how are you going to be able to decipher them? First of all, how are they going to find you if you're running around all the time? They will find you and you won't even have the time to notice them. So just a little bit of quiet time each week, each day is enough to help you hear that. There's something going on there with you needing to reassess a little bit. But you're also getting a lot of forward motion because 8 of Wands is followed by Knight of Swords. These are some new doorways opening up. These are some new, the fog is clearing here, right? There's some clarity, there's some forward motion, there's some direction going on with how you're moving through the world. Woo! Something that was not clear, something that was not certain, is suddenly very clear. Very, very clear to you. So there's going to be a lot of those aha, oh, yeah, I didn't really enjoy taking on that extra project. Wow, it feels really good. Or, oh, I really do want to sign up for that. And now I know I'm going to do this. You know, there's a lot of answer coming in for you if you take the time to sit down and ask the question. And that's the thing. It kind of keeps waffling back and forth between this really deep, internal, slow energy and this very externalized energy, because then the moon comes back and the moon is like, let's ask again. Let's ask your intuition again. Let's ask your emotions again. Let's ask the quiet, mysterious, unseen, introverted side of yourself again. What is it that you really want? Is it everything? Asking that question of why you want something to grow or get bigger, you know, if you're looking to have more money or a busier business or more friendships or more activities, it's okay to want more, right? But just to tap in and say, is that really what I want? What am I wanting out of that? You know, if I want more money, why? You know, what is it that I will be doing if I grow my business to $500,000 a year? You know, will that give me what I'm really looking for? And if not, then what am I really looking for? These questions are coming up again and again, because here's the thing. Because there's so much energy activating your voice, activating your creativity, activating what you can give to this world, the energies are trying to force you to focus on something. That's where these come in. These are very visionary, and I love them for Sagittarius because they're super playful, super creative, and actually quite productive. And they also tap into a goal. This Two of Wands especially taps into a goal that you're not going to realize this month. This is something to do with the next 3-year cycle that we're going to have until early 2023. Starting now, starting this month, we are beginning a new energy cycle with Saturn. Even with it moving back to Capricorn, we are still beginning it now. So you're activating a project, a creation, a state of being, a lifestyle that you can start to get glimpses of this month. But you're going to have to focus, and you're going to have to choose. My sister and I are always joking about like cultivating our enjoyment of JOMO, the joy of missing out. So we're both, I'm a Sag rising, she's a Sag sun. Hi sis. And we're always feeling like we should, you know, be doing things. Oh, I'm going to miss this. Like I need to finish this. I need to do this. I need to do this. I need to show up for this. And then we spend we spend more energy than necessary, like just feeling like I should be doing this thing. And then as Rob Bell says, don't should all over yourself. But that whole idea, the joy of not needing to be everything. What a liberation. I think it's so imprisoning to feel that you have to be there for everything and that you have to be everything. It's imprisoning and it's a lie. So these cards here that have to do with focusing into your vision and letting yourself just have that is a form of liberation, I think, for the Sagittarian energy. I think sometimes that the expansiveness can honestly feel really oppressive and overwhelming at times. Not always, but I think there's an aspect of it, there's a shadow aspect to everything that actually stops us from really activating our full potential. And culturally, we've gotten into this weird groove for several decades now where it's like, being everything is what it's all about, and we're starting to question that more and more, right, as a collective. But for you right now, there's something really big. There's like one nugget of wisdom, clarity that's coming in this month. It's for you. You know, one really crisp, clear takeaway. And I think by the time we get to the end of the month, when Mars and Saturn conjunct in Aquarius on the 31st, there's going to be kind of a holistic, you can have a takeaway from March. I think that's really clear and crisp. I have some affirmations for you, lovely Sagittarians out there. You know how much I love you. So let's share those now. I allow myself to move more slowly and deliberately, and that creates more creative fire. I set healthy boundaries and only create what speaks to my soul. I am impeccable with my word, and my relationships soar to new levels. I am always worthy when I am holding still and listening deep, and when I am moving through the world. I love those messages, and I think I will be tapping back into those regularly this month. On my journey, I'm with you here for all of that. Like I said, there's going to be so many resources on my Patreon when we are talking about Saturn moving signs, when we are talking about the equinox, how to activate all this kind of catalytic shifting energy, because there is a sense of instability, there is a sense of changing shape. How to get your mind wrapped around all of that's going on in March, because it's a big month. I'm excited for it, though, because it's got this kind of moving energy, or moving through the world. We're doing something big and bold, and you can feel it. You can feel that energy. And you can find me on my Instagram, Sarah Verba. That is where I'm going to be announcing when my new session dates are rolling out. I'm going to be rolling them out progressively, just like an ongoing basis, as I know my schedule through the next months. So keep an eye out. Like, I will be sharing when you can work with me. I will also leave my booking link below, so you can keep an eye on my calendar if you're somebody who likes to kind of keep an eye out for those things, because I will be opening up sessions each month coming up. You don't have to wait till the end of the year. I'm just working with my calendar as I know where I'm going to be. So you can find all that info there. Of course, Patreon as well. I would love to see you over there. I'm going to be creating so many amazing resources to work with coming up in the next month. And of course, PinkLune jewelry. As always, I'm wearing my favorite jewelry. I wear it every day of my life. If you want to get your hands on some of her beautiful creations, you can go to her Etsy shop. I'll leave her link as well. I will see you all in April. I love you so much. Thank you for giving me all the gifts you have given me in this life, and keep lighting up the world with your beautiful fire, my friends.